I've had too many emotions today.
You ready to have some more?
I guess.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid! So,
that's fun.
in the Diary of the Wimpy Kid fandom, there are things called, I think they're LOBs, which stands for look-alike books. Which is just fanfiction, but in the style.
Yeah, just call them fanfiction.
Yeah,
Lands.
but it's like, it's not just writing. They have to take the assets and everything and
Fan comics!
Yeah.
Something.
I was on the Loaded Diaper subreddit to find these.
That sounds like a bad place to be.
I don't like that.
Oh, it is! So many of these books are, like, way too edgy.
Why is it called Loaded Diaper?
Because that's the name of Roderick's thing, right?
I don't know!
You've never read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Kuri?
No, I haven't.
I am so glad this is how I'm introducing you.
This is good commentary, okay? This is very important. If you cut this out, I'm gonna strangle you.
Okay. Good luck coming to Texas to strangle me.
I'll
Your
do
fingers
it.
will snap around my neck trying to break it. Alright, so Diary of the Wimpy Kid, there are LLDs, which stands for look-alike books, which people make when there's an entire asset archive on Reddit, so you can make them yourself if you feel like it. But yeah, here's this one. So this one, they didn't put their handle on it, but it was originally created by user BT_Evelyn on Reddit, but they've deleted their account since then.
Oh.
And it was remastered by user BearMam123.
Bear ma'am.
Yeah,
Thanks,
so I got
Morgan.
this from BearMam, I think. So yeah, welcome to Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Greg Heffley and the Ballistic Missile.
I wish it was Geronimo still.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
It's Penguin Publishing.
Are they still making Diary of a Wimpy Kid books?
Yeah.
Damn.
Day one, Rally and I were making lemonade to cool off after some heavy rounds of Twisted Wizard. Not long after, Dad exclaimed to us that there's a ballistic missile heading towards our town in an hour. We need to evacuate immediately. Rally and I were unsure if this was actually happening. I then received a notification on my phone. Dad was right. We got everything we needed and loaded everything into the car as fast as humanly possible. We saw other cars pull out of their driveways the same time we did.
Was Diary of a Wimpy Kid always drawn on line paper like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Manny, just such a chuffed little guy.
I think it was Manny. Manny did it. Manny did the
Oh
missile.
my god, man. I didn't even see him. He was so small. That's not how big he usually is he?
It is.
He's crushable.
No way.
Yeah.
Where's my wimpy book?
50 minutes left. Rally decided to tag along with us since his fat ass was too slow to run back home. Anyway, we started hitting the road. We found out we didn't have enough seats for Rally, so we taped Manny's legs to the roof of the car. I don't care, it works. My mom then thought that giving Manny a gun would eliminate traffic, which is a stupid idea, but she still did it.
I accidentally read ahead.
If we put Manny on the roof of the car with a gun, we'll have less traffic to deal with.
A few minutes later, we heard gunshot from the top of the car. Manny shot and killed someone. We didn't know who he killed, but after Roderick heard the gunshot, he started congratulating Manny and told him he's doing a good job. This family, I tell ya.
Good job, Manny.
Look at Rally behind the word bubble.
He's
He's
horrified.
terrified.
38 minutes
Whoa.
left. Dad started speeding just to get to some underground bunker in a park miles away so we could settle there during the nuclear fallout. Manny is on a shooting rampage right now, killing pedestrians left and right just to shave a few seconds. Rally's been biting his nails the entire ride. Dad said we could haul all of our stuff into the bunker in about 10 minutes. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get the tape off Manny's shoes in time. I hope Dad brought some spare drummies. I didn't even have lunch
Drummies?
today. I managed to
Damn.
pack my Xbox, but I forgot Formula 1 racing at home. Rally's gonna be pissed. I wish Holly was with us.
This is just like Fallout.
32 minutes left. We're getting really close to the bunker. Dad said we'll have time to spare if we don't get distracted. But then we heard a faint scream and a whack. When we all checked to see what happened, Manny flew off the car and hit the tunnel wall and died.
Damn.
It was an absolute bloodbath. I wish I had Redding to show it because Manny was pouring blood out of every severed limb. We have no idea where the gun went though, and that's the only weapon we packed. This is not a good sign.
This is pretty good.
Who has their little brother die? I was like, God damn, I wish I had some Redding for this.
Me?
Because it's
Greg.
his diary.
Yeah, this
I
is
gotta keep
important
my
detail.
diary updated.
Huh?
What?
What was
What?
that?
What are you doing?
Was it a little magical fairy?
Hello, fairy.
What are you doing, Cameron?
I don't know.
30 minutes left. After the Manny incident, we kept driving. Not long after, another family trying to escape pointed back, trying to signal something. Turns out there's a car that's driving 120 miles per hour and is crashing into every car and is still running. We parked into an empty parking lot just in time before the car came in and killed us all. I can't say the same for the other family though.
What?
If we were as little as a second behind, we'd all be dead. We got insanely lucky on this. If we could survive that, we could definitely survive the missile.
Uh-oh.
22 minutes left. Remember when we taped Manny to the roof of our car? Turns out other people did that too because Dad was assassinated from a bullet to the head. After we heard the gunfire, Mom pulled the emergency brake and we all took cover to the best of our extent. Shots are being fired at our car and luckily nobody was hurt from the bullets. The windows, not really the same story, as Raleigh got cut deep in his arms and legs. I found a disinfectant and some band-aids and a first aid kit and that helped him stop crying about it.
Dude, stop being a whiner.
Stop being a crybaby. Why is Roderick going bald? We had to dump Dad off the side of the road and Mom had to take the wheel. She immediately went ham on the gas pedal. For a while, the route was perfectly fine until we ran out of gas. There was no open gas station, so we had two choices. Run to the bunker on foot with all of our supplies or jack someone's car. What did you think we choose? Comment down below.
Yeah, comment down below if you think they went by foot or if they jacked someone's car. Actually, this is a YouTube. This is a YouTube choose your own adventure. One video is
Yeah,
this is your
is
decision.
in space with Markiplier.
Yeah,
If
so
you want to jack a car, click the card in the upper corner now.
Just-
Want to start from the beginning and you can hit the link in the description. Just start a new adventure.
I'm not
Look
Or
at the
you-
word assassinated. Look. Ass-inated.
18 minutes left. There was a family of 3 getting into the car that was right next to us. We ran out of gas. These dumbasses placed a shotgun on the roof of their car, and thanks to that, we easily offed those fuckers. Turns out they have a lot more supplies than we did in our car. They even packed drummies, 5 boxes of them, in fact.
What are drummies again?
I don't know.
Drumsticks.
Ooh.
Like chicken?
Yeah, drummies.
Huh. I thought it was like the ice cream drumstick.
I may just be dumb. There was a slight, and by slight I mean huge, problem with our car raid though. People saw that we were doing what we were doing, and not long after, they tried to kill us! Not for our new supply haul, oh no, but for killing those 3 idiots? Were they their cousins? Well, I never got an answer to that, as Roderick slammed them in the head with a bat. But they then beat the absolute shit out of Roderick. I had to escort him back to the car before they could deal any more damage to him. He could have died!
Oh no.
He could have died just like those 3 people I assassinated.
Oh well.
So what is this?
Greg Heffley and the ballistic missile.
Yeah, obvious.
Were you not paying attention?
It's
No,
right
I
here.
Time! Holy fuck!
God.
Fucking Roderick, the goddamn piece of shit, we're loading the fucking bags into the bunker. The bitch jumped in and locked us out before we could even toss him all the drummies. That motherfucker left us to die!
Oh no!
Time? I don't know. Well, I guess this is it. I'm going to die. The bomb's already gone off. I can feel the heat on my face. I'm not making it out of this. Well, I guess there are worse ways to die. At least I've got my best friend and mom right next to me. Manny, Dad, I'll see you too soon.
That's
So how
fine.
do y'all feel? That's
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Survive it?
How did this
No.
book survive the missile, man?
Aw.
I don't know, maybe Roderick filled it in for him.
He just grabs it before. It was a missile, not
Roderick
just a
lived.
nuke.
Well, Greg probably doesn't know the difference between a nuke and a missile.
That's true. What if they were just like, oh god, we're all gonna die, and then they were just fine? And they're like, oh no, we killed so many people.
Diary of Wimpy Kid, Breaking Greg.
Oh, great. I'm excited.
Oh, this looks good.
I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Me
I
neither.
know I know some guy gets cancer. That's about
I'm gonna be the only one laughing at it then.
Have you guys seen the remix of the Breaking Bad? It's just
no.
The remix of the Breaking Bad.
Remix of the Breaking Bad. Hold on, I have this saved somewhere.
The remix.
Why do you have this saved?
I have this saved.
It was made by user Pat Dubra. Pat Dubra. 2 years ago, he said he was going to make a remaster, better version of it. Hasn't.
Work in progress. Takes time.
The story's finished. He just never formatted it better because I've glanced at the formatting and it's like, oh man.
No.
But honestly, I'm just glad to have something to read for content.
Yeah. I'll take this over the last 2 comics we read.
Yeah.
3 comics, yeah.
Thursday. I found this in my closet the other day and it made me very nostalgic. So much has changed since middle school. I'm now a junior in high school. Dad left the house and now mom is an alcoholic who doesn't even know who I am. Roderick is currently in jail for murdering Manny. Little shit deserved it. Roderick should be freed. If only I could do something about it.
Okay.
Wow, that was a lot.
Info dumping, am I right?
Yeah.
Right, heavily trauma dumping in the first page of his diary on a Thursday.
What is this, a diary?
There's a lot to unpack. That was like unpacking a mattress you bought in the mail and you cut it open and it like explodes.
The Helix mattress sponsorship kills you instantaneously.
Oh, Friday. I was at school today and something crazy happened. A meth lab was discovered in an old storage room. 3 seniors were running the whole thing and distributing it across the school. I had heard rumors about it, but I didn't think it was real. These guys had been doing it for 2 years. They even managed to get in during the summers. These guys, over the course of 2 years, had managed to make $200,000 each. I could really use that money, but I've got no one to talk to about it. Those idiots got caught and are going to jail for a long time.
Everybody freeze!
Okay, so we got a meth lab, we got alcoholism, single mother.
Right in high school. These
3 seniors, but there's 6 people there.
Oh, I remember this weird-looking guy. Saturday. I was driving back from GameStop with the new Twisted Wizard game, and I had a weird craving for a smoke. So I parked at the gas station and I talked with Roderick's old bandmate Bill, who works there, and he hooked me up. I went to the alleyway and I saw Fragley shooting heroin. I kind of felt bad for him because he was one of the main distributors of the meth lab and he lost his main source of income. I went up to him and said, "Hey, I heard what happened with the meth lab. I'm sorry for what happened." He walked up to me slowly yet menacingly and said, "These idiots were nowhere near careful enough for this thing to work out. It was only a matter of time." That's when it clicked. Fregley was the ringleader and those 3 boys were just his workers. He was the mastermind behind the lab, and without thinking I quickly said, "I want to make meth with you." With that, Fregley said, "Meth, huh? If you want to make meth, prove your worth. Make me a pound of your own meth and I'll decide if it's worth my time or not. You have 1 week. Now leave my sight before I change my mind." So I left the alleyway with one thing on my mind. I had to learn how to cook.
How is this image relevant?
This is a lot harder than I thought. I've been up for the last 36 hours trying to cook this stuff. Hell, I'm even missing school for this. It's extremely difficult. Fregley didn't give me any tips either, so I'm going based on my own knowledge. I've tried combining so many different things to no avail. Well, I've got to get back to it. I'll write again soon.
I feel like aimlessly combining things is the worst way to go about it. How are you going to test that?
That's how you make mustard gas.
Oh, sorry, I was doing a big stretch. Wednesday. Eureka! I figured it out. I've done it. After 4 days straight of working, I've discovered the perfect cooking method. This sucks. Like, he's got a science project picture.
Yeah, this person needed to try harder
his
with
cooking.
the visuals.
I think this is just a shitpost.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are.
Oh my god, why is it so long?
We've only been through a few pages, man.
I know, I'm lazy. I finally gotten to rest, and I'm ready to find Fregley. So I went back to the gas station because I knew I'd find Fregley there, and I was right. He was stealing some Freon in the alley behind the gas station. Ha! Freon was nothing compared to what I was about to give him, so I went up to him and I gave him my meth. Fregley inspected it for a long while, and then he put it in his meth pipe. He lit it up, and before I tell you what happened next, let me provide some context. was like a cool rhyme. Fregly can get really hyper sometimes with sugar and stuff, and I've seen him get pretty hyper from other drugs. I've seen him smoke, but I've never seen him like this. The second he ingested the meth, this man was going wild. He was running around and screaming bloody murder. Holy shit, this stuff is good. I heard him scream, we can make something out of this. I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe it. Then Fregly said calmly, meet me at the abandoned warehouse tomorrow at 12. We're gonna have a cooking marathon.
Bro, like, sobered up, and then immediately resumed screaming bloody murder.
He knew about a warehouse, but, like, made the other kids cook
do it in the school? It's to keep them away from the main operation. Make the coppers think they busted the main one when you have the real one hidden, you know?
You're right.
Also, why is Greg just apathetically...
I mean, he just made meth. I don't think he cares about much right now.
The meth is kind of swirling in his head right now.
Oh my god. What is this, Sonichu?
What kind of a fucking name is Fregly?
It's a name you get when your parents hate you.
Alright, Saturday. I woke up at 11 o'clock this morning. I was ready to cook. That's like right at the end of the morning. It's the middle of the day. So I went to the store, got some energy drinks and snacks because I knew I wasn't going to be back at home for a long while. I pulled up to the warehouse and hid my car. Walked in, there was nothing there. Fregly had lied. That son of a bitch. He just made me think my product was good. Just as I was about to walk out of the warehouse, I heard a little noise from the back corner of the warehouse, and then I heard a sliding metal thing in the warehouse. I look over and it's Fregly. He says, Gregory, get over here. We got some cooking to do. So he was here, and he had a meth lab under the building. I had to hand it to Fregly. This man knew what he was doing, but nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to see. I went down, and boy, I was shocked with what I saw. This man had an incredible meth lab. Literally, everything you could ever dream of for cooking meth was here. Now we just had to grind. After arriving and gazing for a while, Fregly walked up to me and said, okay, Gregory, all you need to do is cook, and I'll watch you and replicate your recipe. Fucking Jesus, this is so hard to keep because it doesn't follow the lines on the paper, so it's freaking me out. I've got some little friends of mine who will be doing the delivery work. You will get 50% of all profits, and I'll get 40%. And then my pawns will be getting 10%. Are those numbers okay with you? Then I said to him, of course I'm okay with those numbers, but how much are we selling it for? Then what Fregly said next was a game changer. I know a guy who will buy off of us for 15 pounds for $1 million. I was shocked. I did some quick math and realized that I was going to make 500 grand for just 15 pounds of meth, but there was no time for that, so we had to cook immediately.
Bro calls dividing 1 million by 2 quick math. The compression, he squished.
It's all here, 500K right in front of me, just for a little bit of work. It was too good to be true, and now I could cook whenever I wanted with all of our supplies. I wish I could show somebody, and then I thought of it. Rowley. So I gave him a ring. He picked up and said,
Oh, hey, Greg.
Hey, Rowley, I said. I've got something super cool to show you. Come over. If I had known what Rowley was going to say next, I would have never called him.
Sorry, Greg.
He said.
I'm working with the DEA, and we're in the middle of a huge case about sudden increase in meth sightings. I'm completely fine to just say this over the phone.
Is Rowley Hank?
Hank Hill?
These are just teenagers in fucking high school.
Look, man, our high school had a cocaine problem. It's fine.
I'm sorry, Rowley as fucking Hank Schrader is killing me. I couldn't believe it. Rowley was in the fucking DEA? So I said as calmly as possible, oh, it's okay. Good luck with your case. And I hung up. I had a lot to think about.
He's gonna kill Rowley.
Oh no!
I have something really cool to show you.
I'm in the DEA.
Oh yeah, never mind.
This entire thing is written like a stream of consciousness, like he is actively recording it as it's happening in real time.
Next Monday, Rowley isn't onto me yet, but he knows that there is meth. And lots of it. Fregly and I have been cooking every day after school. All the old meth heads in the school are back to being crazy and excited. I always hear murmurs, did you have that new stuff? I hear they're calling it cheese touch, because once you get it, you can't get rid of it. And things like that. If only they knew it was me who was making it, but I can't let them know. My cover will be blown. But there was one line that made me excited. Whatever El Ploopy is doing with that meth, I hope he never stops. El Ploopy. I could get used to that.
I would murder anybody if my drug lord name was El Ploopy.
Yeah, that fucking
El
sucks.
Ploopy.
I would call the DEA myself and tell them, hey yo, change my fucking alias.
El Ploopy. Our target is El Ploopy.
Why would you take yourself seriously? Yeah, El Ploopy, he got out of our clutches again.
Oh, don't worry.
This may be the toughest motherfucker we've ever had the misfortune of dealing with.
El
Rally's
Ploopy.
on the case, y'all. Don't worry.
In church, in the house of God, you're just gonna be saying that.
We've got a big problem. My crush, Holly Hills, is heavily addicted to my meth. I don't want her to die, but one of these days she's gonna overdose. I think I have to go speak with her. So I went to find her, and I did, and so I said to her, "Hi, Holly." Holly looked at me with her left eye twitching from the meth.
Hey, Greg.
Perfect, she said.
You got any cheese touch?
I sighed, and then did something I strongly regret. Yeah, I do in fact. I'm El Ploopy. Holly stared at me in shock. Shit, I can't believe I just said that.
You're El Ploopy? Give me some more meth and I can make it worth your while.
Oh my god. Holly was trying to seduce me for meth. I had to take care of her. She could tell everyone. I had to kill her today. After school, she took me behind the school and she started to passionately make out with me and then proceeded to give me oral sex. I enjoyed it, but I had to kill her. So I took her to my car and then took her to a cliff. I gave her my special emergency meth, which makes you overdose immediately.
Good thing I had that on hand.
I took her outside and she smoked her meth. She quickly became unconscious, so I pushed her off. Hopefully the cops think it was just an overdose suicide. I didn't want to kill anyone, but I had to. Hopefully I don't have to do it again.
You didn't have to!
I'm El Ploopy. Hello.
I'm El Ploopy. Here's my emergency dye meth. Whoop. I laced it with cyanide.
It was delicious.
You're the drug lord? Give me more meth.
I'll give you my pussy for some math.
He moved on quick.
It's been a month since I became El Ploopy, and Fregley and I have already made $20 million. I think I've had enough to break Roderick out, but Fregley tells me we have to keep working. I trust him, and I will continue doing so. Rally has no leads on us. Hopefully, it could stay that way.
You're counting millions of dollars at your pool.
You should probably get your...
What if he's just doing this at a public pool?
Monday.
There's a lot of Mondays in this.
I did something unspeakable today. I was on the way to the warehouse after school today, and there was a car that was following me. I checked the plate, and it was Rowley. Why was he following me? Well, I had to go somewhere else. I couldn't lead him to the lab, so I went off to the same cliff where I killed Holly to camp out there for a while. But that's a genius idea. But Rowley was still following me. So I parked, and he parked. We got out of the car, and he said,
Greg, I know you're El Ploopy. Now, I just need you to surrender and walk towards me.
Is that
I couldn't
your
believe it.
voice?
How did he catch me?
No, it's my Ben Shapiro voice.
Oh.
Oddly similar, but not the same. Well, now I knew. I had to kill him. So I charged him. He fell to the ground with a thud. He was shocked. I had him pinned. Rowley begged for his life.
Please, Greg, after everything we've been through together.
Rowley, I said with tears in my eyes, "No, Rowley, you need to die. My brother needs to be freed." Rowley was bawling at this point. I took his gun and shot him in the leg so he couldn't run. Then
You
I went
could've
to my
just shot
car,
him in the
got a
head.
machete. What?
You could have just shot him
Oh
in the
my
head.
god, it gets exponentially worse!
I went to my car and got my machete and cut off his legs. He would die soon from the blood loss, but I should probably take him out of his misery. Rowley was screaming for help and crying. With tears in my eyes, I brought the machete to his throat, and his final words were eerie and familiar.
Don't call me. Don't come by my house. We're done.
And after that, I slit his throat. He was dead. I cried over his body for 30 minutes and then threw it off of the cliff and drove away.
Why
Bro
couldn't
was
he just,
fucking staring at his fucking Casio while crying.
Why couldn't he just shoot him in the head so that the death didn't have to be too painful?
I know, right?
No, cut his legs off and bleed him out.
Also, did Walter White kill his wife?
No. I don't think Skylar ever died. I don't know. I never finished watching Breaking Bad.
All my knowledge of Breaking Bad is coming from this.
5 months later.
Cool.
Fregley and I have managed to cook up $100 million worth of meth, and our 50-40-10 deal leaves me entitled to $50 million. I don't understand why Fregley isn't allowing me to pay the price to free Roderick. I should have more than enough money. That's all I want, just to get this goal done and be done with it. But I hurt too many people. Holly, Rowley, going to their funerals hurt because I knew it was me who caused the death, bruh. I don't know how much longer I can live with this pain. I just want Roderick free. He is all I have left. Well, besides Fregley, but he has a couple screws loose. Maybe once this is all over, I'll turn myself in and let Roderick be free, because it should be me behind bars, not him.
What are you in for?
Cooking meth.
It doesn't feel like a shitpost. It just feels like a fan fiction I'm reading, especially this page. Also, how is not anyone noticing that like a 15-year-old has about $50 million?
Kiri, I got an idea.
What's that?
See that? $100 million.
Uh-huh.
You're not part of the DEA, are you?
No, why would I?
Alright. Cameron, you heard nothing.
Cameron's part of the DEA!
Holy fuck!
Oh my god, what the fuck? This really is not a Jew!
Oh my damn.
Photo panel!
Friday. I don't understand what just happened. I have no words. Let me run you through it. I'm still processing it myself. A few days ago, a court case was scheduled for Roderick. I'm not sure how, but I didn't question it. Everyone was there. All of our neighbors, even the Sneas. Mom dragged herself out of the house, and of course, Roderick. He looked terrible, frail, new scars on his face, and he just looked tired. This is our chance. He could be free. I could pay the money. This case went on, and unfortunately for us, all the evidence was against Roderick. The judge decided Roderick to be guilty. There was nothing I could do. And just as the gavel was going down, I heard a voice from the back of the courtroom.
Objection!
Rather high-pitched. We all turned around, and once we saw who it was, we were all shocked, mortified, and confused. It was none other than that little bastard Manny. That little fucker survived somehow and had kept it secret for over 2 years.
Why is the court case still going then?
Wait, so they couldn't find a body, and their only reasoning was like, yeah, you murdered him.
I was so beyond angry, I couldn't hear anything, but according to the testimony I read online,
Roderick did not kill me. It was Eric Glick. He tried to kill me but failed. He left me to bleed out, but I survived. Roderick is innocent.
The courtroom was silent after that. The judge had 0 words. After a while of pondering, the judge raised his gavel and declared, At this time, the gavel landed. Now what happened next was a rush, and I hardly remember it. I got up and ran towards Manny. Everyone was looking. Why didn't you come back earlier, you little shit? You made Roger go to jail as an innocent man. I was pounding his face and blood was coming out fast. He begged.
Please, Greg, I wanted to. I just didn't know how.
Bullshit, I said and continued to pound his face. At this point, people tried to stop me, but I had my gun in my pocket. How'd you get that into court?
I don't know.
I had my gun in my pocket just in case. So I pulled it out and said, nobody take another step or you will die. They stopped coming in at that point. I had to hightail it out of there because the cops were coming. So I asked Manny one last time, why, Manny? And he said with struggling breaths,
Only 3.
I mean, there's a lot of time has passed. You're not 3.
Brother, you're like 12.
Right then and there, in that instant, I shot that fucker between the eyes. And he was dead at last. But I had to get the fuck out. So I ran out of the courtroom into my car to the only place I even knew anymore.
We're back to Rowley's.
I like the picture.
Oh!
This is fucked up. What the fuck?
I think Cameron's rebooting.
Hold on. Tuesday. This is it. Something else has occurred, and I don't know how much time I have left. I can't even draw. Yeah, because you're fucking yapping. You're a yapaholic and don't have room to draw, you fuck. But nobody had come for obvious reasons. The cops were looking for me, but they had no luck. But all of a sudden, I heard a car pull up. Could it be Fregley? Could it be the cops? Not knowing the answer to my question, I hid. I heard the trapdoor of the lab open and someone was coming down the steps. It was only one person. It must have been Fregley. So I went out from my hiding spot, but it was someone unexpected. It was Roderick? Roderick? I said. How did you find the lab?
Oh, Greg. It's been a while, hasn't it? I thought everything would work out, but I was wrong. Why did you have to go and kill Manny?
Roderick said. Manny is a little shit who deserves to be dead. I had been cooking meth to try to free you, but he came and freed you anyway.
Oh, I know, Greg, but now I need all of that money.
Said Roderick, and then I realized he pulled out a gun.
Give it to me now.
I was in shock. Why did Roderick have me at gunpoint? Roderick, this has to be a misunderstanding. I cooked with Fregley and we... Suddenly, a familiarly yet altered voice said menacingly, "You really are gullible, aren't you?" I turned to see who the voice belonged to, and it was Fregley. His voice sounded different. It was pulsing with confidence and power. What the hell was he doing here? Fregley, my brother has me at gunpoint. Help me, please. I thought Fregley would jump into action and save me, but no. Instead, he started laughing. Oh, Gregory, I thought you were smarter than this. Do you think I wanted you? No, all I wanted was your brother. We made a long-term deal. He wanted you dead, but he wanted to get away with it. So he came to me. We came up with the diabolical plan to fake Manny's death and get your father out of the house with them. We offered a hefty sum of money to your brother and father to go along with our plan. Your mother pretended to be a drunk who didn't care about you, and it worked. I was shocked, but Fregley wasn't done. This is too much. This is hurting. Scroll down, please. Roderick also wanted to be rich, so I came up with a wonderful idea of cooking meth. I started the meth lab in the warehouse and a fake one in school to cover up the real one.
I told you!
My family put the plan into action. Roderick gave me specific instructions to reveal the school meth lab in 2 years, and then the plan would begin. When it got revealed, I made sure to allow you to know how much my cronies were making. I drugged them and convinced them that they were the ringleaders, and this was the only lab. I knew the sum of money would get your attention, and you'd come crawling to me before long. I knew you would come to the gas station to get a smoke, so I bribed Bill to give you my special cigarette pack. I made the cigarettes slowly and plant my perfected recipe for cooking meth into your brain, so then you would figure it out and think it was your own idea. I put all the necessary items in your home so that you would find them and make the meth. All we had to do was cook for a couple of months and make bank. I continued to convince you that you didn't have enough money to break Roderick out while I talked with your father and Manny. And after all this time, I scheduled the court case. I made Manny come into the police station and say that
Roderick didn't kill me, I'm still alive!
Then Roderick was freed. 2.5 years ago, I told him to lure you here when he got out so we could finish the job, and here we are. That was my diabolical plan. And now all of the 100 million that we made is all mine and Roderick's, and there was nothing you can do about it.
Damn.
Then it was over. I broke down. They tied me down and ingested some drug to overdose on so they could make it look like I overdosed in an abandoned meth lab. They left me here to die. Goodbye, Gregory, said Fregley. Thanks for all your help. Having a sinister laugh as he walked away, with Roderick right behind him. I refuse for them to get away with this. They're gone, and I'm using my last waking moments to write this before I die. He's just free to walk around and shit.
Bro has the pros.
Get some Narcan,
in him,
bro. I can feel my eyelids getting heavy, and I know if I fall asleep, I'll never wake up. Please, someone, find this, and then find Fregley and Roderick, and please tell the Jefferson family I'm sorry. Well, I'm out of paper anyway, so I guess this is...
Is that it?
Bro watched Death Note one time. I was like, yeah, I'm like Yagami.
What the fuck? I mean, that's it, right?
He had enough time to ink that out.
I mean, that'd be a really funny way to go out.
I'm out of paper. Wait, I have 1 page left.
No title page?
25 years later or whatever. Yeah, there's no title page.
2032. That's gonna be a shitty year.
The year 2032, Friday. Well, I haven't written this thing in years. I was getting home from work today. I saw this thing lying under a stack of paperwork. I guess I used to like writing in it when I was a kid, so I figured I'd give it another try. Jesus, there's a lot of catching up to do. Where to start? Relly's gone. No, not dead or anything. He just moved away. Man, not a great way to phrase that. He's lived in Boston for 7 years now, I think. I don't even remember anymore. Damn, I haven't spoken to him at all since he left. I still don't really want to talk about it. I work at a good job, I guess. Me and Bryce Anderson work at this office downtown. I mean, it's not like I enjoy it, but it pays the bills. Am I happy? I'm not sure.
He moved to Boston. You think he got a Boston accent?
Roderick still lives in Plainville like me, but not Manny. He decided he was too good for us and went to New York in his 20s.
He moved to Boston, too.
Boston.
That's in New York, right? What is this accent?
Not a good one. The rest of the family still hasn't forgiven him. Me and Roderick will still see him if he's in town, but not mom or dad. Speaking of which, they're still living in the same house. Yeah, it's pretty old now, but they seem good there. Roderick's married now. He's met this woman 8 years ago, and they've got a kid. I don't know if I'm jealous or what, but Roderick seems to be the one who knows what he's doing. Yeah, so Roderick's married. Me, I've never really thought about settling down. It's not like I don't get around. I do, but I've never actually had a serious relationship. Currently, I'm not seeing anyone. I guess I could say I've been busy with my job or something, but I'd just be making excuses. Work keeps me occupied, but it hasn't really been something I need to bring home. Plus, Bryce and I have never really made it past being colleagues, so we don't do anything outside of the office. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Get to the hospital now! It's Dad! The cancer's gotten worse!
Shit.
That's written and set up exactly how it would have been in a fucking Diary of a Wimpy Kid book.
Yeah! This dude is dedicated to the craft.
Uh-oh, Dad's got cancer. Wow, wow.
I guess I have to come clean. Dad was diagnosed with lung cancer over a year ago. He started treatment almost as soon as he found out. A couple months back, the doctors told us the cancer went into remission and we wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. Then during a checkup, they found another tumor, so I guess the doctors here are just bullshit. Mom hasn't really been taking it well, which I guess is totally fair. For now, their savings are just covering medical bills, but that won't last forever. Damn.
I like the desolate image of just the mom there.
Yeah.
Adds to the atmosphere.
I'm not feeling good. Thursday. You're never gonna believe who just showed up to the hospital. That piece of shit Manny. After almost a decade, this is when he decides to see Dad. Damn it, Roderick must have told him. I wish he told me instead of just letting him walk in unannounced. He's in the hospital lobby with me and Roderick right now, and Mom's with Dad. Neither of them know Manny's here yet. Manny wants to go see them now, so I guess we have to let him.
Get the fuck out of here right now! What did Manny do?
Story having the family hate Manny.
I guess he moved away. And
it just sounds like he moved away from a toxic family, honestly.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
I wonder if this is gonna happen whenever my dad's dying.
That's a nice thought. I have yet to have a dead parent, so I can't comment.
I've had one.
Me too.
Thursday. It didn't take long. It didn't take Manny long to leave after that. He tried to talk to us on the way out, but Roderick took care of that. Psh! I'm home right now, trying to think all this through. For the first time in a long while, I'm genuinely scared, not just for Dad, but for myself. This is never what I thought my life would be like when I was a kid. Why couldn't I have that life? Is there something wrong with me? I need someone I could talk to about it. I don't think Mom and Dad have ever truly understood me, so not them. Roderick maybe, but I'm not gonna lie. Him and his perfect life kind of intimidate me. Sure as hell not Manny. There's only one person I can think of who I want to talk to right now. Dear Rowley.
Dear Rowley.
I don't think this is a shitpost.
Is this a gay? Is this a gay?
I'm waiting for the drop, like the fucking shitpost. I mean, I guess the fact that it's serious is a shitpost, which is fair.
It's like so shitpost that it goes back to genuine.
Friday. Alright, before I say what's happened next, there's something I need to get off my chest for a long time, so here it goes. 7 years later. Oh, 7 years. 7 years earlier. I mixed that up.
So here it goes. Time skip. I waited 7 years.
Rowley and I were best friends. We had spent pretty much every day together since middle school. We went to college together, even moved into the same neighborhood afterwards. I was applying for a job at Funbrain Games, the company that made the Twisted Wizard. Rowley had actually managed to get Zooey Mama in the local paper. He got good pay, and from what I remember, he was doing a really good job. I was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life, but it only took one phone call for everything to change forever.
Bro got cucked by his job.
7 years earlier. So Rowley got a call from this comic syndicate in Boston. They had seen his work and they wanted to offer him a position. The thing is, they only had room for one
I'm sorry.
Don't make me look ahead. I'm gonna laugh. The thing was, they only had room for one more cartoonist. So if Rowley wanted the job, he'd have to move to Boston within 2 weeks. Now, I wasn't in a particularly good mood already because Funbrain Games had just denied my application. So when Rowley gave me the news he'd be moving to Boston in 2 weeks, I was devastated. The day before he moved, I told him to meet me on the roof of our old middle school for old time's sake. Oh, they broke into a middle school?
I mean, my mom used to do that.
Suspicious. I had something I've been waiting a long time to tell him that I needed to say before he was gone. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, man.
No, I'm serious. I don't know if I'm bi or what, but I love you. ...
He
He left the next morning. We haven't talked since.
Riley's homophobic.
Is this serious? I can't tell. Thursday. It's been 1 week since I tried to get in contact with Rowley. He still hasn't responded. At this point, I've got only one option left. I've seen this.
I'm not gay, Greg.
I've seen this.
It's sad.
It is. It's sad.
Is he whipping him? Is he naked? He doesn't have a shirt on.
I don't know. I'm going blind.
It's him having fond memories of his father.
My father is dead. He's gone. I'll never see him again. I'll never be able to talk to him again. I'll never be able to tell him what I thought of him, what I really thought of him. This was the man who made me hide my sexuality for the last 3 decades. He's the reason I'm miserable. I remember when I was 16, I tried to tell him the truth. He didn't take it well. This really is gonna be my future. Fuck.
Oh no.
He never talked to me about it again. I guess he figured I'd change my mind. I should have gotten this off my chest when I had the chance. I should have told him when I could. I don't think I'll go to the funeral. Roderick told me it'll be on Monday. I haven't even been in Plainville. I've been living in my car in Boston for the past 2 days. I guess this means I'll have to write down what I thought of him instead of actually saying it. Just like every other genuine emotion I've ever had. Fuck you, Dad. Manny was in the right.
I know, right?
Why do they hate Manny?
Manny was probably gay.
Manny's based.
Manny's based.
He was wearing a suit too, so he's probably doing just fine.
Oh, based Manny! Let's go!
Manny, let's fucking go! The funeral was 2 days ago. I didn't go. I ended up driving back to Plainville yesterday because there was nothing left for me in Boston. I found a termination letter from the office in my mailbox, which I guess I should have expected when I wasn't at work for a week. I realized I needed to have some sort of closure with Dad, so I decided to visit his grave last night. I guess I wasn't the only one with that idea, though. When I arrived at the cemetery, I detected the smell of gasoline. It suddenly made sense when I saw Manny standing at Dad's grave with a lit match. I don't know what I wanted to do there last night, but it sure as hell wasn't that. I feel sick. Manny, you're base as fuck. I love you, Manny.
Let's go, Manny!
Let's fucking go.
He got a 6-pack!
Damn, I guess Greg's doing pretty well.
He doesn't look like it, dude. He's tweaking the fuck out on the meth he made last issue.
I couldn't deal with this by myself anymore. I needed someone to help me. It was only a matter of time before I became Manny. Huh?
Manny's doing great.
After what I saw, what he was capable of at the graveyard, I couldn't let that happen. I wasn't about to let this hate dominate my life anymore. I was scared of what Mom and Roderick would think of me after skipping the funeral, and I was pretty raw after what happened to Raleigh, so it took a lot of nerve and even more alcohol to do what I take next. I'm not sure what I feel. What Bryce and I did this night isn't something I've ever done with another man. Like I said before, I've never been able to move on from Raleigh, but I think I just did. I think I'm happy. It's been so long, I don't even remember what that feels like.
Is that what happiness looks like to you, Greg?
It sure does.
He had to sit down and like scribble this and draw this in his diary, dude.
And Bryce is like
He
looking
sat
over
there,
his
was like,
shoulder.
"Ooh, Bryce, let me just draw a little 6-pack.
Bryce is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Greg is like, what the fuck am I doing?
Am I on drugs?
It's the math from the last issue.
I guess you could say my day didn't start too well. And Bryce, about my job. Who's Bryce?
The guy he slept with.
Oh no, who is Bryce?
Oh, is that what this was about? Jesus Christ, Greg, you can't do this to people. Get out.
You do this every time I say, who's this? I know who the character is.
I don't know, I forget. And I'm just like, oh, maybe Kuri just needs a reminder too. I ain't judging. And then you're like, Yurie, you fucking idiot. I'm asking a different question. And then I feel bad. Because I'm stupid sometimes. No, it's fine.
A little stupid, but it's fine. We're all stupid.
Sonnet.
The worst part is he wasn't even wrong.
Sonnet, exactly. What the fuck?
I mean, it's running our brains.
Just going nuts.
This is
Bro.
also running my brains in a similar way.
The only thing I have bouncing around in my brain is Nightwing's ass.
Ooh.
Yoing, yoing, yoing. I have boobs in my brains.
Ass and boobs on the brain tonight.
The two asexuals. I've done this my whole life. I've manipulated and lied into getting my way. I guess I am no better than Manny or Dad. I figured I'd cut my losses and go home, but I guess I can't even do that because all I found when I arrived was a locked door and an eviction notice. I should probably explain this a bit better. I never had much money saved to begin with, but when Dad got cancer, I ended up chipping in on his medical bills and my paycheck just barely covered the rent. As soon as I got fired, there wasn't enough cash left. I'm still not ready to see Mom or Roderick, so I guess I'll take my chances on the streets. Man.
What the hell?
Frankly! Friday. I'm not sure how to say this. I'm not sure how to say this, but I spent the night at Plainville homeless shelter. That's not even the craziest part. Frankly was there. I guess I had let my guard down because I ended up talking to him and even telling him what I'd been going through.
Look, Greg, my dad wasn't around a lot. I don't know if you knew about it, but when he was pretty bad. He hit me. He hit my mom. Eventually, sometime during elementary school, my mom told him to leave. Even though he was a total piece of shit, I still missed him. It wasn't easy without him. Mom barely had enough income to support me. You probably remember how I coped. Never quite acted normal. He took quite the mental toll, and I don't think I ever recovered. It's not like we could afford therapy. I know we weren't really friends, and I don't blame you for that. I've always had my mom, though. She's the best friend I've ever had. I don't want to tell you what to do, man, but I really think the best thing you could do is see your mom. At the end of the day, family's family.
Damn, who thought the best advice I've ever been given would be from Fregley? He's probably gonna be pissed as fuck. Well, after what Fregley said, I decided it was time to see Mom. I wasn't sure how I felt when I knocked on the door on my childhood home, but the moment the door opened, I broke. Neither of us said a word. For what seemed like a lifetime, we stood there motionless, and it all spilled out. All of our pain took the form of a million teardrops streaming down our faces. I mean, it's written like a mid-fan fiction. Like, not bad, but like...
It's written to how I would think a 30-year-old man who peaked in high school would write.
We talked for ages in the old living room about Dad, Roderick, and even Manny. We agreed it would be the best if I stayed there until I got my shit together. Once I thought Mom went to bed, I remembered something about the old house. Way back in middle school, I hit my Mima's diamond wedding ring here in case I ever needed to pawn it to get myself out of some god-awful situation. Like the true asshole I am, I thought now might be that situation.
Why are you just holding that thing out for the world to see? Not even in your pocket?
You didn't even hide it with yourself. You just, like, kept it in. Greg, what have you done? Like a broken record, that's all she could say. At first in a hushed voice, repeating it. Increasing volumes until finally one last time she fell to her knees and screamed, "Greg, what have you done?" I wasn't sure what to do. I couldn't say anything. I dropped the ring and ran, not sure where to go. After an hour of what I thought was aimless running, I realized where I was. Roderick's front lawn. It took me one look through the window, seeing Roderick with his wife and kid, to realize I can't do this. I thought I could, but I can't. Why would I even say to him? What could he even do? All I could do is screw everything up. And he doesn't need that in his life. Nobody does. I'm done with all this. I'll just have to sleep in the alley.
The alley next to my brother's house.
He wouldn't just suspect a thing.
Holy! He got the red ink!
Holy shit! First of all, let me get something straight. This is no longer a journal. It's a suicide note.
Holy! Fuck!
I'm not emotionally equipped to keep living like this. I've ruined every relationship I've ever had. I've got nowhere to go. I'm truly stuck in this world with a bunch of morons who don't love me. That's what it comes down to, isn't it? Love. See, that's the thing. I've got a lot of love to give, but I've never gotten any back. Maybe when I was a kid, but even then, I don't think my parents ever really loved me. It looks like I've lost everything I have to live for, so I guess this is the end.
Glad he had the time to write that.
Plainville man takes his life. Community left in shock. By Holly Hills. Oh, Holly. Nobody expected such tragic news on the calm morning of October 2nd, but at approximately 3 p.m., longtime resident Gregory Heffley, 37, jumped off a 5-story building downtown in an attempt to end his own life. Paramedics rushed him to the nearest hospital where he's put on life support. How did he survive? How did he survive?
He squirreled it down.
He spent the next 4 days in comatose, waking up one final and uttering the name Rally in a trance-like state. Afterwards, he fell back into a coma and was pronounced dead within an hour. Greg was actually good friends with world-renowned cartoonist Rowley Jefferson, who made a statement on his death. Greg was my good friend, probably my best friend. I cannot describe how horrible this makes me feel. Greg and I have a very complex relationship that I don't think either of us properly understood, and my biggest regret is not exploring it more. Jefferson confirmed today's Zooey Mama.
Gay! Sorry.
Jefferson confirmed today Zooey Mama will be a contribute to his friend. When Heffley's family was asked to interview on the subject, his brother Roderick commented, I only wish he would have talked to me about it, while his mother, Susan, was too distraught for words.
Zooey Mama, in loving memory of Greg Heffley, co-creator Zooey Mama. Knock knock.
Huh?
Thermos.
Excuse me?
There must be some way to tickle your funny bone.
Say what?
Zooey Mama.
Your friend is dead! Oh, he's alive!
Wait, he jumped off the building with his book. They found his diary next to him when he jumped.
I guess he, like, held it while he was jumping down.
He used it to cushion his head. That's how he survived.
Well, it's been a long time since I've written in this. I'm not sure where to start. 1 year ago, I tried to kill myself. I survived. Barely. I spent the past year in the hospital and lost the use of my legs. The local paper got lazy and declared me dead the second I flatlined. They weren't wrong, I guess. The old Greg Heffley was dead. I never realized what life was until I lost it. It doesn't matter what people think of me. My life is my own, and I need to take charge of it. I spent a lot of time in recovery, so I chose to take advantage of it. I've started talking to therapists, trying to fix myself. They actually told me not to write in this anymore, but I needed one last entry. That's like one of the things they tell you to do in therapy. It's like,
I mean, he jumped off the 5-story building with it.
Okay, yeah, it's a little.
I'd be onto something.
I guess he's different. I guess he's.
Maybe it's because he's writing too much in the book and not talking to people in his life.
I guess, but also like diaries are a great way to like, you know. Today I leave the hospital. Today I start my new life, never again dwelling on my past. Today I forge a new path into the future. Greg Heffley. What the fuck?
Hot dog.
Wow.
I'm so serious.
Really good. Really good.
I can't tell if this is a shitpost or not.
I don't know.
Too
brilliant, but
it's too
brilliant.
Compared to like Sonichu and Lily Orchard, this was a masterpiece.
Oh yeah.
Alright, next one. Last one.
I'm Gregging it.
I'm Gregging it. There was a Greg's No Nut November, but that got like removed.
Oh no.
It was so bad it got removed from the subreddit. The Dark Web Saga. This is actually 3 books in one.
Oh. Somebody texted me, sorry.
That's a very long text sound.
I gotta fart so bad.
Let it rip.
Come on.
I'm trying.
Right into the
mic.
mic.
Don't poop yourself.
I'm going to shit
Don't
my
shit
pants
yourself in the
if I
pillow
try.
fort.
Why does Fragley have an arm lost?
The Dark Web Saga, created by user John Was Never. Diary of Wimpy Kid, Dark Web. He's stinky boy. August, Wednesday. Something really interesting happened today. At school, Albert Sandy was saying some random thing as usual, but today, something caught my attention. He was talking about something called the Dark Web, and how you could make really easy cash on it by doing crazy things. But there are consequences, like people kidnapping or even killing you. Know myself, I would obviously go for the gold, but is that a Reddit reference? I would obviously go for the gold, but the last part really set me off. Is it really worth getting money? I'll just see about this myself. The first thing when I got home was get on the computer. There are so many typos, dude. After some research, I found it. Another thing I found out is that it's not a piece of cake getting that money. The first thing I gotta do is sell someone to the black market. And of course, no one's gonna want to do that. But I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Ready to go to the North Pole? Thursday. $15,000.
That's a little low, but I'd sell my sibling for $15,000.
Maybe it is this easy. I have so much money now. Holy voice crack. That I don't know what to do with. The only problem is that mom or dad might find out about Manny. Well, first of all, I don't think dad would care at all, so my main problem is mom. But I don't have to worry anymore since I had gotten all that money. I guess you could say I'll be paying Cherig for now.
Bloopy.
Friday. Time to let the secret out. I'm wealthy now. I just pulled out some of my green paper and everyone started sucking up to me. They don't look happy. They probably think his chain is fake. The same day I went to Albert Sandy to ask about more advice. With a bit of information he gave me, I'm gonna make more than a lousy 15,000. The first thing I did after school was go to Rowley's house. My plan is this: when he's not looking, I'll put up a secret camera, stream it, and see if I get any donations. Let's just say my plan was a success.
That's a big-ass obvious camera. But, you know,
Rowley's kinda zooted. Saturday. The next day I checked the stream, it had over 17,000 people watching. At the end of the day, I had over $50,000. Then I had gotten a text from someone.
Hey, can I kill this kid?
Do what you want, he's not mine.
Cool. I'll buy another one from you for 1.5 mil.
Yes, this is how you talk over unsecured message lines. First of all, if you don't know who James is, he's the guy who sold me money. Second of all, of course, accepted the offer. Who would turn down $1.5 million? Also, who am I gonna sell now? Probably Fregley, I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I guess I had the feeling of selling Fregley. I don't really care about him, but if it makes me cash, then I don't care, so I sent James's address.
Wait, so you don't have to do any of the work and you get the money?
Yeah,
That's
what the
fair.
hell? Greg, you gotta at least knock him out.
Yeah.
Sunday, I went up the street and hid behind the bushes in Fregley's front yard so I could get a look at this James character, and surely enough, he came! Also, I couldn't make out his details very well because he had a mask on. After he put Fregley in his van, he went down to my house and put something in the mailbox. I went down there and it was 1.5 mil.
Just casually putting that in the mailbox, not hiding that anymore.
Unmarked bills. Monday, school was canceled today because of thunderstorm warning or whatever, so what else was I gonna do all day but do some more dark web stuff? I remembered that the other day I went up to Holly to flex on her, but she didn't care, so maybe there was a way I can make her mine. Unfortunately, there is, and so I hired a random person off a website to bring her to me against her will. Seems fair to me. A few hours later, I heard a knock at the door, and I answered it, and I can't believe what I saw.
Help me! I don't feel as good about this.
I don't... Why are you shocked, Greg? That's when I realized that what I am doing is messed up. I am so freaked out that all I did was leave her out there. I didn't want to do this anymore. Tuesday. Oh fuck, I forgot about Holly. I ran outside and I was too late. Apparently thought it was another trash bag.
Didn't see the body squirm? I mean, maybe she ran out of air.
Maybe she drowned. I guess there's nothing to do now. She's gone forever. Why do these people have a fixation with killing Holly? It's kind of weird.
Gay fanfic?
Did you say gay fanfic?
Yeah, that's what they do. Fandoms are cool.
I love fandoms. Wednesday, I don't want to do this anymore. Today I texted James that I was done selling him stuff, but he texted me something that I didn't expect.
Meet me behind Papa Tony's.
1 minute ago. Okay, I know it might not be the smartest idea, but after doing business together, I think I can trust him.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. Grin, grinny grin. Later during the night, I snuck out and went behind Papa Tony's just like he said, and there he was, in a kidnapper van. I thanked him for helping me get that money, then I asked him why he wanted me to come here. He said he had something in the back of his van that he wanted to show me. Like a puppy or candy or something, I don't remember. So he got out and we walked to the back of the van. But as soon as he opened the door, he grabbed the collar of my shirt and threw me into the trunk. Talk about bad service.
Oh. No.
So now, here I am, in the back of a creepy guy's van, driving down the road, going to who knows where. Who knows what awaits me. To be continued.
It's just, I mean, do they just let him keep his diary, I guess?
Yeah, let him record everything. He could have just avoided this by not showing up to the location.
No, he trusted him.
Craig, you fucking idiot. This dude killed your younger brother. Diary of a Whipped Kid, Dark Web Part 2, shipped away.
Be careful what you wish for.
Ooh. Why is nipples getting shocked?
Maybe about 30 to 40 minutes after I was thrown into a van by James, probably not his real name, we arrived at an abandoned building. After James got out and opened the doors, I tried to make my escape, but he tased me. Then he said,
Please, don't make this hard.
I don't want to be tased again, so I did as he said. We walked this side of the building and then into a room and told me to sit down. He pulled out his phone and called someone saying,
He's here.
After James hung up, it got really quiet. I asked him what the phone call was about, and he said that he had to call his boss. Then I asked him what this place is. He said his boss is gonna do to me. He said that he didn't know.
Oh, they're actually part of the Italian mafia, aren't they?
I was still really confused on why he would do this to me because I trusted him, so I asked why he kidnapped me. All he said was this.
If you don't shut up, I'm gonna tase you again or worse.
I decided to keep my mouth shut. I guess that was a good idea because his boss walked in and I couldn't believe who it was.
Greg Heffley is such a fucking pushover, bitch baby wimp. Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
He's a wimpy kid.
Who do y'all think the mob boss is gonna be?
Roderick.
Rally.
What if it's Manny?
Oh.
It's Albert Sandy. Okay. That's
Who the
boring.
fuck is Albert Sandy? It was Albert Sandy. Okay. I must have been dreaming, so I told James to tase me again, and he did. Wasn't a dream.
That should have gotten a laugh out of me.
Where I was.
I'm fucking pathetic.
He said it was his headquarters, and he asked me if I wanted a tour of this place. So this isn't Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. But what else was I supposed to say?
Willy Wonka's.
Willy Wonka's.
I'm winking.
Wonka, Willy Wonka.
Oh, the kid's still alive.
Well, good.
You're reading this.
I understand. One of the rooms on the tour that Albert showed me was where he would ship yogurt and drugs, but
Yogi?
mostly yogurt.
Yogi?
Strange part is that Fragley was there. Yogi.
He's a little too I don't think that Yogi's Yogi. He's a little too happy about that.
Even Manny was there.
My organ harvesting room.
Why do you need children organs?
For children-sized bodies.
The rich people like to eat them. It brings them youth.
I see some white people and I'm just like, yeah, you're a cannibal.
I think about being a cannibal sometimes.
Okay.
That's
The
really
thumb
gross.
and the palm, it's like a mini drumstick, you know?
No.
All of this seemed cool and all, but I wanted to know how this all started, so I asked him, and so he got to the point. He made this place his headquarters back when middle school started, when he got into all this dark web stuff. Then he bought James as his slave to help him with all his dirty work. But after a few years, his service of selling yogurt and organs took off, and he wanted new people to work for him. He didn't want to use his money on buying people, so he decided to use someone from school. For some reason, he thought I would be the perfect person who would like doing this stuff, so he brought it up to me because he knew that I would be curious. So he decided to do tests on me. He hacked into my computer, so whenever I pay anyone to do something for me, it would be James. So finally, after a while of seeing what I do, he asked me if I wanted to work for him, and I give him this answer. No.
Damn, he looks so sad.
What is the significance of pairing yogurt and organs together?
They're different, like, systems. He sells yogurt, then he also happens to sell organs.
Yeah. Well, he looked kind of confused for a second and then laughed. He said that wasn't a good choice. He then snapped his fingers and James started to walk towards me. This obviously didn't look good, so I made a run for it. I guess it was good that I got that tour because now I knew how to get around that place. From looking back, he didn't look like he was in a hurry, so I guess that could buy me some time. After running down a few corridors, I ran into a room and hid behind a table.
I just imagine James is just shuffling his feet along the ground while Greg is just like...
like Baldi's Basics, just sliding. Just...
He has to collect the diaries, and then
he has to solve the math problems.
He's gotta find all the yogurt.
But apparently it didn't take him that long to find me.
I can see you, Greg.
He didn't have a little old taser this time. He had a gun. I wasn't planning on dying this soon. So I told him that I had an idea where nothing bad could happen. I was lucky because he actually put his gun out of my face and told me to make it quick. So I told him that if we both escape, then we don't have to hear from Albert ever again. He said he liked that idea, but I asked him why you didn't escape in the first place.
Albert hacked your computer. He has your IP address. He knows where you live, Greg.
James said that he couldn't escape because Albert installed a shock collar on his ankle, so whenever James doesn't do his bidding, he'll shock him. So I grabbed a hammer that was on the table and started to bash at it, and it actually came off. He was tickled off, though, because he thought I was going to snap off his ankle.
You didn't try that earlier?
After all that, we started to get the heck out of there with 3 T's.
Whoa! That's really out of there.
We gotta get out of there!
There was an exit a few turns from running, but as we were doing that, we accidentally ran into Albert Sandy. Oh man, he asked us where we were going.
Holy!
And believe it or not, James said,
Oh, get out of my way, you lump of pork!
and beat the tar out of them. Then after pushing through the exit of the building, we hopped into James's van and started to drive out of there. I asked him what we were going to do about Albert, and he said that he had control of all this explosive yogurt below the building and pressed a button.
It was C4!
No, they weren't making yogurt,
It
they were
was
making
C4!
explosives.
That makes so much sense. C4 is like putty, man. Oh, I love this.
It doesn't sell well as yogurt, but it's so great on the black market. The dark web, red room.
5?
Oh!
November. Wow, I haven't written this for a while. To sum it up, I haven't written this far for a long time because everything has just gone back to normal, I guess. Aside from me paying Chirag to pretend to be my brother. Me and James started to bond recently and have just become really good friends.
What the heck?
Har 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 har. But I came back to my journal for a specific reason.
Dude, you were in the black market for like 2 days. Greg Heffley is the type of man to fall for snake oil. Greg Heffley would religiously follow Gwyneth Paltrow.
This pussy does smell like my pussy. This candle, I mean, what?
James has been acting really absent lately. I would always text him and he wouldn't respond. He would always leave me on red. And he's not the only one acting strange. Rally is as well. Didn't he sell Rally? I went up to him today and he just pushed me away.
Go suck on an egg, Greg!
Then fine, I don't need Rally. I have James! I hope.
He sounds like a jilted lover. Sorry.
I started jumping to conclusions about James today. I'm thinking, what if this has to do with Albert? But that's impossible. He's dead. Yeah, he has access to different and illegal things, but I don't think he could find something to make him immortal. So I'm gonna go up to his blown up HQ to see if I can find anything. But there is a problem. How do I get there? I asked Chirag if he had any ideas, and he said that he knows a guy who can get us a car. Didn't James have a van? Oh yeah, James is gone. Never mind. How do you know about this guy?
You don't want to know.
Uh-huh. Anyway, Chirag brought me downtown behind a sketchy building, and I met this guy that Chirag was talking about. His name is Dominic.
What are you doing back here, Strip?
I'm here to get the car. Boss said I could use it if I wanted.
Can he drive? After getting all that out of the way, we got into the car and started driving to Albert's destroyed HQ. You might be wondering, how do I know where it is? Well, it's quite simple. When me and James were friends, he told me where it was, a few miles from Plainview. When he got to the HQ... HQ? Am I fucking... am I British? When we got to the HQ, it was nothing but rubble. Well, besides the giant piles of yogurt everywhere.
There's still C4 unexploded.
After looking through the junk a little bit, I noticed something. Albert's body was nowhere to be found!
How was there no news reports about an entire fucking factory exploding outside?
Who cares? There was nothing else we could do there, so we got back in the car and drove back home. Wednesday. None of this makes any sense. First James goes missing, now Rowley is mad at me, and Albert's body is gone. And now Rowley is acting nice to me?
How's it going, Greg?
I don't know if he's bipolar or something now, but it's getting kind of strange. Another thing he asked me today was if I could spend the night at his house, so agreed. Because I think it'll get my mind off of things. But I'm bringing Chirag too, if anything weird happens.
Chirag's in on it, man.
Friday. I knew it. As soon as me Chirag opened the Rally's front door, the giant piece of lard smacked us right in the head with a metal bat. When I woke up, me and Chirag were tied up inside a moving van. Here we go again. Chirag was already awake, and he asked me what was going on, and I told him I didn't know. Until Rally told us to shut our mouths.
Quiet back there.
I'm surprised you know how to drive. You're not surprised that Chirag knows how to drive?
Yes, quip to the person who is mad at you.
Eventually, we got to our destination, and we were at another building in the middle of nowhere. Rally motioned us outside. Rally took us into a room that had Albert and James inside.
James!
Was tied up too! No, not James!
No! My favorite character! They're gonna fucking kill him!
I still didn't want to talk to him though, so I started asking Albert all the questions. Why? It's not like it was his fault. You were supposed to be dead. How are you alive? Simple. I shooted myself with my amazing yogurt. I think it was actually yogurt. Of course you would. Why is James here? Since he called me a lump of pork, I kidnapped him, stole all his stuff, and tortured him. Where am I? My boss, Mr. S, led me to the building. That's when I told Albert to cut to the chase. He said that he brought me here so he could torture me too. But he doesn't need James anymore, and he doesn't need Chirag. So Raleigh kicked them out and locked the door and shut, and started to walk me into another room. The room was lit red, and it had a chair in the middle. I don't know if I was hallucinating, but I swear there was blood stains on there. Yeah, good deducing, man. After they strapped me down, Albert said he was gonna grab some tools.
Better hope your vaccinations are up to date, dude.
I don't know. I don't think that matters right now. As soon as Albert left the room, I asked Rowley why he was so mad at me, and he said it was because Albert told him I put a camera in his room. That's also why he joined Albert. I had completely forgot about the camera I set up. I guess everything has been going by so fast. It felt like yesterday when I joined the dark web. I told Rowley I was sorry and I was getting ahead of myself and I wouldn't do anything like that ever again. But he didn't say anything. That's when Albert came in carrying a saw and a hammer, and I couldn't even tell what the other thing was. I'm back!
I think that's a crowbar.
Perhaps.
You're about to be Jason Todded?
Albert put everything on the table and did eeny meeny miny mo with them and landed on the saw. He walked over to me and started to saw my leg off. It was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Right when the saw started gnawing on my bone, I passed out. That's not how you felt passed out, but okay. I woke up with Albert slapping my face. I guess he was waking me up. I couldn't feel my leg and I didn't want to look at it. But what I did see though was Albert telling Rowley to cut off my arm. Your turn, Rowley. Cut off his arm.
Why is he so surprised? It's like, oh no, limbs are getting cut off. I could have possibly thought of this.
I guess he didn't think he would be the one.
What?
I guess the whole Joshy stuff paid off though, because Rowley said no. Right before Albert could do anything.
Who the fuck's Joshy?
I don't know who the fuck Joshy is. Right before Albert could do anything, James and Cherry busted down the door and grabbed Albert. After wrestling that fat warthog, they tied him up and knocked him out. After losing so much blood, I passed out. Couldn't they get in there earlier? Monday. I guess it's time to catch you up on what happened. After I passed out, James, Cherry, and Rowley helped me out with my leg, and we all got in the van. To take care of Albert, they put him in a bag, tied weights on him, and tossed him over a bridge.
Can I just say how weird Jeff Kinney's naming scheme is? You have Greg, James, Cheerig, Fregley. It's like they're either normal or a random letter generator.
The next day, James took me to the hospital for my leg and paid the hospital bill. Then he went on the dark web and bought me a cool robot leg as a new
Yeah, because I've never had any problems with the dark web before!
This will be good! Other than that, me and Rowley became friends again, and I'm still paying Cherry to pretend to be my younger brother. It's gonna be a while before I forget about all this, so I'm just gonna put the past behind me. The end. Yay! We did it! I feel like my mind is in shambles.
Why is that, Kuri?
I think I just got Men in Black.
Oh, do you need to read through it again? To remember?
Please. Yeah,
alright, yeah, let's start from the beginning.
Alright.
What are your thoughts, Cameron? You kind of died halfway through.
I mean, it was alright.
Alright, that's it. I guess let's end the recording. You wanna watch Brady open Pokemon cards?
Yeah.